Welcome back to the Grace and Grit podcast. We are your co-hosts, Aurora and Raymond.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be talking about producing, filming. How can you produce your life to be a movie? Because I feel like now everyone on TikTok really like blogs their life. They want to make their life like a movie,
it's
know.
So much. I think not just
Clickbait.
TikTok, but Instagram, a lot of clips I see from people is them, I guess,
That fantasy.
The
that,
fantasy
like,
life of making your life into a movie where people are downtown and they're shooting, like, it's good, like, it looks good, but everyone's doing it now and everyone's posting it.
The one thing that I know is absolutely fake, though, is when I see a bunch of Toronto influencers being like, oh, there's nothing to do in Toronto, you can go do this, you can go do that. And I'm like, honey, no one's there. Like, I just came from like that food fest thing, and everyone was like, oh, it's so good, like all these samples, stuff like that. And I went at 6 and it closes at like 9 and something. Anyways, they started like 12 to 6, so we went like after work on and all the samples were gone.
Yeah.
And the lineup there were so many people, and I love people. I love conferences. I had a great time just walking around, but we ended up just like buying the food on top of like the ticket prices and yeah, I mean, I felt like it was way too like romanticized, and I get it. Perceptions are really great to put it, especially when you're trying to like convince yourself to do something or even to go out. But in Toronto, I just don't really, I don't feel the vibe.
It doesn't give a good vibe because when the weather's like this at like 5 degrees, it doesn't feel, you don't want to leave your house.
Supposedly summer, and yet it has rained and snowed.
Yeah,
today.
it's almost May and it snowed twice today.
And then rained twice today.
And then it went sunny and then it snowed again. And I was like, what are we doing? Mother Nature, what are we on right now?
So one thing that we ended up doing is we were filming a advertisement. It's kind of like a short film last weekend.
Yeah.
And we did it right here, which was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you about the process of like producing, filmmaking. You've been filmmaking for a long time now. When did you start?
I think out of high school. I never did it in high school. I don't know why. I think I never got exposed to it enough. But
like a film course in high school?
I don't think I took it.
No?
Maybe there was. I took drama in grade 9. Drama class in grade 9.
Yeah.
That was fun. But I didn't take any film course or whatever. I wish I did, but... And then when I got to high school, I didn't go to post-secondary. So you would see these edits on social media, like Instagram and TikTok. I would see the edits, whether it's like movie edits or whatever it may be. I'm like, wow, that seems so cool. Where they're matching like the different scenes to a song or whatever, like to the beat. And then when
you call my name.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's that. And it's just like now you have like edits on anything, anime, cartoons.
So a lot of like short form content.
Yeah, a lot of short, which is what social media and TikTok is. But
is that like your main? Do you feel like you watch that more than movies and TV shows?
No, I still watch movies.
What's your ratio?
My ratio, I mean,
like for me, I go on like spiral sprints.
Yeah.
So it used to be like only TikTok, and that would be like in replacement of my Netflix, and then it'd be only Netflix, like, just doing like shows mostly, unless there's like a movie series. I typically don't just watch individual movies, but you know what I did watch? Me Before You. I watched it for the first time 3 days ago. Waterworks. Oh my goodness, have you watched it?
No.
Who's
in it?
Oh, you're doing this to me right now.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't think I've heard of
Finnick
it.
Odair from Hunger Games.
Okay, yes. Is it with Emilia Clarke? Like she has brown hair?
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy's in a wheelchair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen that on TikTok.
Yeah, I started by seeing it on TikTok, and then I watched the movie, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Because there's a scene that I didn't know that was in it, because I thought it was just like a regular thing, that I didn't know it was that dramatic.
Yeah.
Sob story, like Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But I think for me, like, I only watch movies going to theaters. Like, nowadays, I only watch movies in the theaters. Other than that, I don't watch it at home.
But I watch anime. And
yes. Other than that, I watch... Which even then, I only watch one anime, which is just Jujutsu Kaisen. Because the most recent season, oh my god.
It's still running?
It's still running. It's okay, so the manga ended. So the written, like, the book, the manga has ended. and they're only halfway through the manga with season 3 part 1 ending. So season 3 part 2 is gonna release next year. So there's been a total of 3 seasons and 1 movie, animated movie. And I was just a big fan when
Did you read the mangas?
I read the whole I read the whole manga after watching the anime, because I was like, I'm not really a manga reader, but then when I saw the anime and I'm like, holy shit, like this is so good. And the main character who not the main character, but one of the side characters who's basically the main character, is kind of who I aspire to be in the level sense of like how I think, how I carry myself, and how I look. Like, where he's the strongest in the universe, and he's the strongest in that anime, and you want to be to that extent where you're so confident, where no matter who he faces, he's just so overly cocky that he doesn't give it any thought. And I love that, and his character I link to it so much. So that's when I read the manga. And
Do you think there's any like current movie that reflects that character? Like if you had to give like an Avengers or like a Marvel character, you know, do you think like what's the closest?
Like he's like the anime character. His name is Gojo. Okay, Gojo, and his nickname is the strongest. Like that's like the strongest sorcerer.
How totally not obvious.
I know, right? And like this anime is very much based on Buddha, which is basically you have him who's basically, there's a quote that he says, throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one. And one of his nicknames is the honored one. So he's so powerful. When he was born, his energy shifted the universe. That's how crazy it was where he was born, because he got the 2 best abilities when he was born, and now even it's just so impactful to me.
Not you spoiling.
Oh, everyone's probably watched it. You haven't watched it, but you should watch. I think you should. Honestly, I think you'd fangirl over him.
If we're not going to Anime North, then I won't watch.
Only for interviews, but even then, Anime North, there's gonna be a bunch of fucking nerds who look nothing like that character, dressing up as that character. And then someone's gonna come up to me and be like, oh, Gojo's not even the strongest. And I'm like, then I have to argue with them and tell them why he's wrong. And then it's just gonna be...
That's the whole point of a community, though.
But these guys are fucking losers.
You go to these conventions to have these gambles and to experience that shared
I'm
energy.
down to do that if we're gonna interview. Like, I'd want to go up to people and be like, let's talk about anime. Like, let's do that. I'm so down for that.
You'd be very specific. You'd go up to only the Gojo characters.
Well, I've watched other animes. So I would know. I know, like, my way around, like One Piece, Dragon Ball, obviously, Naruto, Death Note, My Hero Academia. What other anime? There's a bunch of Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x
Hunter is my favorite anime of all time.
So good.
I love Hunter. The story of Gon and Killua.
I love Killua. He's so cute.
Hunter x Hunter is my favorite anime of all time, because I'm someone that loves the message. The message that Hunter x Hunter sends is, it's not the destination but the journey. Because Gon's whole goal was to
meet his father.
become a hunter and meet his father. And throughout his journey, by the end of the show, he does meet his father. He meets Killua. He meets that other guy who's in a suit. I forgot his name.
I love how like Killua though too. Like he didn't have like an end destination. He was just doing it.
He was just doing it just
for shits and giggles. Yeah. And then along that way, by following Gon, he ended up finding his own path. I think that message in of itself shows a secret of like life too, right? Even if you don't know what you're doing, follow someone who you trust, a friend, and they will lead you in that right
meeting
direction.
New people. And that's what I love about anime, where a lot of people clown on anime. They're like, because like nowadays it's people like, oh, you're a kid for watching anime. In my opinion, most animes have better storytelling and a better message than the shows that people watch nowadays.
Their messages are very strong.
Yeah.
Very.
And it's just like, again, Hunter x Hunter, the message of it's the journey, the people you meet along the way. Because once you hit the destination, it's not going to mean as much. Once you get that thing, because there's always something more. There's always something else you're going to get. So for that, Jujutsu Kaisen, it's all about being your best possible self, to grow and always increase and be the better version of yourself. Because that's what, Gojo, he's a teacher in the show. He teaches his students because he wants his students to be like him, to be the strongest, because he feels a sense of isolation. When you're so high above everyone else, you can't compare to their level. So he feels isolated.
Yeah.
And then you have Dragon Ball. It's all about, again, relentlessness, where Goku never gives up and he's always breaking his barriers at the moment he needs it the most and unlocking a new Saiyan
Then
form.
what about Death Note? Because I think that
Death
was
Note is
very interesting.
Yeah,
I think it's more of like that sin
thriller.
temptation.
It's thriller. It's psychological. And again, it teaches the lesson of when you give someone too much power, it corrupts you. Like, he got the Death Note, which gave him so much power to kill anybody that it corrupted him to where he still thought.
But the movie is very different from the manga, is what I heard.
Yeah.
I heard that in the manga, that actually, I didn't read the manga personally, so I don't want to say anything.
No, go for it. I mean,
well, no,
I didn't read the manga either.
I didn't read it, so.
The ending is different, apparently.
Yeah, it is.
Because in the anime, he just ends off dying.
Yeah.
And then in the manga, he dies. I think this is it, or this is the theory, but he dies, becomes one of the
That's what I heard. Like
the ghosts,
ghost,
and then he goes on to live in the afterlife, and he gets a Death Note and drops on Earth, and then he becomes the same thing that Ryuk was for him for another person.
Oh, that's crazy.
So yeah, and so all these animes, again, I feel like have better messages to send a younger population than shows and movies. One of my other favorite animes, which I can like, it's either Hunter x Hunter or Vinland Saga. It teaches a story about a kid who at a young age lost his father. And because he wasn't supposed to be doing something he did, he went with his father died to save him. So then this kid, for one season, his name is Thorfinn. And he basically, from the age of 5 up till like 16 or 17, he's just on this path of revenge to kill the person that killed his dad. And throughout the whole thing, the whole show, all of season 1, he's just doing this to, training, killing innocent people, raiding villages, because he's with the crew that killed his dad. But he's only there to kill the leader that killed his dad. So he's doing everything that the leader says so they can fight once every few months to see if he can beat him. So he goes on killing families, kids, elderly, women, men, whatever, because this is like set in the Viking era. So they're pillaging, they're raiding, they're doing all that stuff. And over years and years and years and years, the guy that killed his dad dies because he did something and then somebody else killed him. So now the kid, who's now 16 or 17, is empty. And from season 2, that's the start of his redemption arc, which in my opinion is one of the best redemption arcs I've ever seen in fiction. It's so good from where he went to this killer as a kid who he knew nothing else but killing people. Like, he just killed. And then from season 2, it starts probably 2 years later, he becomes a slave. He's a slave and he's just doing slave work on a farm. And then again, you got to watch the show because I don't want to give too much detail, but from this over the season, doing the work, meeting another slaver that he's working with and growing. The whole premise of the show is you don't have any enemies. No one in this world deserves to get hurt. And so his father left to him before he died. This quote is like, you don't have enemies. No one does. No one deserves to get hurt in this world. And so he carries that along, and he learns over season 2 that he doesn't want to kill people anymore. He wants to find Vinland, which is this land that is free of any corruption, any war and all that stuff. And he wants to make it a land where people can come and live a peaceful life because he doesn't want to fight anymore. He doesn't want to kill. And he goes through this journey of these flashbacks and him almost dying and kind of being in hell and, looking at his sins of killing all these people. And then he comes back and he, changes to such a person where it's a 180. It's a huge 180 of who he was. And I think Vinland Saga, one of the best pieces of redemption arc for a character. Same thing as Avatar: The Last Airbender. Did you watch that?
I've heard of it.
Okay,
I feel like it's really popular.
It is very popular. And I'm only bringing this up because when I was a kid, I watched it. It came out in 2007.
Yeah, I've seen photos of it.
That is, for a kid's show, one of the best shows. Because just when I watched it first, and every winter they would do a 24-hour special of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where you can watch all 3 seasons in one go. Me and my brother would come downstairs this is during winter break, and we would just lay down the blankets, the pillows, we'd watch the whole show from beginning to end 4 years in a row just because it was so good.
How long did that take? Like a day?
It was a full day of just like like each episode was just playing and playing and playing until the end.
Wow.
And again, the story of Aang, who's the Avatar who controls all 4 elements, and what he went through, where, basically it's basically just he's an airbender, and he learns he's the Avatar, and from there he goes. He's scared because he's 7 years old and he's the Avatar. So much power given to a kid. He runs away, and then he isolates himself, and then from there, the Fire Nation are like the evil people, which is they bend fire, and they wipe out the whole Air Nation. They wipe out every airbender except him. 100 years passed because he's isolated in ice by the power of the Avatar, whatever. So he's still alive. Mm-hmm. He gets found 100 years later. There's no airbenders. They're all dead. And then the Fire Nation is controlling the world, like the Water Nation and Earth Kingdom as well. So from there, he learns and meets Katara and Sokka, who are waterbenders. Toph.
Well, other people like him, and they're his age.
Yeah, so there are other benders. And so the Avatar is supposed to learn all 4 elements to bring balance to the universe. That's the whole point. So then you have Katara, who's teaching
How do they know that they have this power?
So from the show, when he was a kid, the monks tested him, and there's a certain, at least this is how they do it for each nation. It's different how you find out you're the Avatar. But for him, they used toys that because there's like thousands of Avatar before him that have picked the same toy out of hundreds of toys, and it's just that one toy that every Avatar has chosen. So that's how he found out. Mm-hmm. And yeah, from there he comes back after he's defrosted, and Katara, he has to learn all these the 3 other elements: water, fire, and earth.
They actually do that in a culture where when they're, I believe it's like 3 years, I think it's their first year.
Yeah.
Where they're surrounded by all these toys like Doctor and stuff, and
yeah,
like and they have the baby crawls and chooses.
It's so like that show for a kid show is crazy. I think you should watch it with your brothers. Honestly,
I wonder what it takes for someone to come up with like an anime. So like you have like other like stories, like Bridgerton, historical stuff, and some other like fluff, and you have like action movies, like you talk of like James Bond, or you talk about Top Gun. Oh my gosh, Top Gun, so good. But they're all like realistic things. Like it doesn't have to be like a real historic thing, but they're all realistic things that happen.
Yeah.
I wonder with anime, like how are these writers inspired to write such a powerful message, and how they like.
From what I know, because again, anime is Japanese. Mm-hmm. So take Naruto for example. A lot of even just any anime, they use a lot of Japanese culture. So there's a certain move called Amaterasu in Naruto, and that's based off a Japanese god. Like the name is based off a Japanese god, the god of lightning, I think, and that move specifically is he calls a lightning dragon and strikes his opponent. So they base it all, I would assume, a lot off their own culture. But then there's this one, it's such a funny anime called Baki, and it's a fighting anime where they're just like a bunch of ripped dudes all just fighting each other. And then, but he takes inspiration from like America, where you actually see President Trump in the anime, and you see Elon Musk in the anime. It's actually so funny. It's hilarious. And
is it new?
It's been going on for like I think 8 years. So this couple series you have to watch to get Baki. But
I do.
The thing how animes happen is the author releases a manga.
Yeah.
So it's always the manga first, and if it gets enough traction, that is when people say, oh, this can become an anime, because people are willing to watch it. If you have 150,000 mangas sold, that's 150,000 people willing to watch your anime. So then that's where you kind of get, it's like, oh, then they go to the publisher and they be like, I need a publishing company, an animation company to make my anime. So then you have a couple options. MAPPA is one of them. You have Wit Studios. There's a couple other ones that I forgot the name of.
You either watch so much anime that you know the individual studios, or you just like genuinely like were curious and researched it.
I was just curious. I didn't watch that. I probably watched 20, 30 animes. Not that much. It's not a lot.
I I have watched significantly less. So I have things like the Oran Host Club.
Yeah.
Love that one. I'm actually starting to watch the anime on it. There is an online place where you can watch it. I'm pretty sure it's called like mangahere.com. It's really good. It's a free resource. You can read as many mangas as you want. I wish it was sponsored, but it's not.
Yeah.
And I'm reading Oran High School Host Club on there. I love the Netflix show, but I really wanted more. I'm like, why isn't there more? And so I read online. I'm like, okay, is the ending like it was at the ending of the mangas, or are there still more mangas, but the TV show stopped, the anime?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, the anime has a different ending from the manga. And I'm like, so I'm reading it now. And to be quite honest, it took me 22 years to finally learn how to read the manga, because I always found it really confusing to read a book backwards.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you also start backwards, right?
Sorry?
You start from like the end of the book and you go that way?
It depends. Some mangas are like you start on the right side of the page and you're reading from left to right, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if it's like a
I
normal
always
book.
found that really confusing.
Yeah, if it's a normal book, you're starting on this page and going from here and going left to right.
Well, I think what helps for me is that because it's like online that I'm reading it,
Yeah.
I just have to press a button and it flips it for me. And so I just know to read from, right to left, and I just go down.
I think it's more interesting. I like that way of reading more because I would say
What's
so.
the science behind it?
It's just because Japanese writing is like because you know how like English is just writing from right to left. Japanese started off with writing from left to right. So right to left. Yes.
Yeah.
God, so I was going back and forth. But they started with writing right to left. So then that's just how all piece of literature just started to.
How intriguing!
It's cool. I think
you learn new things every day.
Yeah,
that's guaranteed.
And
I love like that. It was a really good synopsis of like all those different animes. Hunter x Hunter, really good. Oran High School Host Club. There is Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online.
I love that one because it's literally how the world has evolved into when it comes to like video games. We have a very good like video game centric community.
Yeah.
And I've always thought it would be so cool to live inside of a world like that, but to have my body completely frozen, like I couldn't actually move. I don't think.
Did you see the movie Ready Player One?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
That's basically that.
So good.
It's a really good movie though. A lot of people complain about it in terms of the book, but I'm like,
there's a book?
It's based off a book. It's based but I like just the effects and CGI of it is just it looks phenomenal.
When was it made? Like
2016? No, 2018. 2018. Yeah. So oh god, 8 years ago.
They had it. They had it. No, because I watched it for the first time.
Yeah.
Last year on a cruise. I watched it like 3 times afterwards. It was fantastic.
I love it. The movie is fantastic.
I want a part 2.
I think they are. I think so. I don't know. I think it was Ready Player 2 that they're making. But I'm like, how do you go past that? It kind of ended with him controlling everything. It's like some movies don't need sequels. I don't think some movies need sequels though. That's the thing. Like F1, realistically, I don't think it needs a sequel. Because if you're gonna follow Brad Pitt's character, he's in Mexico driving Baja. What are we carrying on with this character?
I'm excited though because sometimes like it performed so wonderfully in the box office 100%. That one like doing a second movie, it's
gonna bring in more money, but I just want it to be good.
It would, but yes,
I want it to be a good sequel. That's what I care about. I don't because again, this is how they get movies like the Joker movie. I don't know if you watched it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Joker 1 was really good. I think it's one of the top 5 R-rated movies to hit $1 billion in the box office. And then they made number 2 and it was so bad. And I think it only made I don't even think it made like 200 million.
It wants to leave the goodness.
And then it's just, again, that's what I don't like when production companies make sequels for movies that don't need it. Like Top Gun Maverick, it worked. Top Gun Maverick for the original Top Gun, it worked.
No, it's like, was it like 10 years later?
No, that movie came out in 1980 something or 1990. This is like 30 years in the making.
I actually just ended up watching the first Top Gun Maverick after I watched the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And that's what I was like, I have to watch it. And then I realized that my father actually had the movie on when I was a kid, and I just didn't realize that was the movie.
Yeah. No, for me, I was always watching movies with my dad as a kid, and it was always like which I miss,
Action?
honestly. The action movies, Arnold, Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, like all these. It's when you think of a masculine guy, that's what I was raised, that's what I was watching growing up.
Yeah.
The first ever movie I watched in theaters was Skyfall, James Bond.
Skyfall.
Phenomenal. I think after that's when I fell in love, because watching that movie, the soundtrack with Adele, watching the cinematography, I think that's when I really got into like, wow, like this is so cool. And he's doing all these things, and he's a guy, and he got the girl, and he saved the movie. I think that's where my whole like hero concept came into play, where it's like, that's what I want to be growing up.
I love watching the behind the scenes of those movies, though.
It's so cool.
It's like having to be harnessed up, knowing like the safety procedures.
Yeah.
And he still does all of his own stunts.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible how he does that. I've always like really admired that.
Again, yeah,
It makes
Tom
me
Cruise.
wanna do more
Like
stunts.
when I watched the behind the scenes for Mission Impossible, when he did the jump off the cliff,
Oh my god.
he drove a motorcycle off
He
the cliff.
actually did.
And I'm like, I want to do that.
Oh my
I
gosh.
give me a motorcycle on a plane, let me drive it out of the plane, and then let me just have a parachute. It's just, I want to do that, but I can't.
I'll be watching, possibly crying, and like having like your death certificate already
It's not,
be
I'm
made.
not going to die. It'll be fine. But
Yeah.
it's just that fun, where I think that's why I push so much for just trying things, just doing things, just go like do things. And that's what I want to do, is just trying these different things, whether I risk my life or not. What's a life if you don't have stories to tell?
That is true. But I feel
Especially
like-
as a guy, I think that's when you learn. You learn through experiences how you learn, like right or wrong. That's how you learn, hey, don't do this again, or whatever it may be. So you learn a lot from your experiences. So
I feel like my favorite thing is about like traveling to find out more about different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I love to travel a lot to like really get like, what are these stories? What are these ancient concepts that I don't know of yet, right? And so I just recently went to Jamaica, and there was on a cruise, right? And there was this gigantic waterfall. It was one of my favorite stops.
Yeah.
Because we actually ended up climbing down the waterfall first, and then we climbed up the waterfall. And having that experience of like the jungle, the giant spiders, which I wish I never saw, and having like that realistic feeling, and having to hold our backpacks above our heads, it was such an incredible experience. And I'm so happy we didn't go with like a guide.
Yeah.
Because it made it all that more like adventurous and just like the richness of that.
The risk factor.
So
I
good.
think that's with anything. Like, I think I've told you this before. For me, when it comes to music, when it comes to food, when it comes to cultures, you want to try everything. When it comes to women,
oh my goodness.
you want to taste all the flavors.
When you know.
I agree, but I'm just saying, just in general. But my point is that even for me, if I'm going to I saw one of these famous chefs on TikTok that now he's big on YouTube and whatever. He went to Mexico and tried real like Mexican food. Like he went to the 3 biggest parts of Mexico and tried like not just like the 5% that we know, which is tacos, burritos.
Is it like the $1, the $2, the $3? Is it that show?
No. Well, it's not exactly that, but he's just going with a guide, and he's just trying the actual Mexican food, not just the food that everyone knows, like again tacos, burritos, but he's trying real Mexican food, and he's a Michelin star chef, and he is saying like the food is just so much better than what anyone can make in a 3 Michelin star chef kitchen. Because I think it comes to the people making it, when you've had generations of, people
perfecting
it,
meal,
and how they make it, where they have the clay oven, and they have, it's just all, it's just, I just love watching these, because I love, again, culture. I love, if I'm in Jamaica, I want a black 70-year-old lady making it and calling me sugar. And giving me the food. I want to hear that. If I'm in Vietnam, I want them to be arguing in the back, and then they ask me, what do I want? Yelling at me. They're like, oh, I want this. If I'm in Japan, I want to eat sushi made by a 90-year-old sushi chef. I want to try the most authentic foods when it comes to these cultures, because that's when you really understand the taste. And that's when you understand how much bullshit we're really eating. I highly doubt there's any preservatives in the when you go to Mexico. If you go to Mexico and they're
That's
giving you a
true.
taco, all it is tortilla.
Well, especially
meat.
when they have like no GMO, right? And this
Yeah.
is like Europe, especially. So we were over at the food vendor place, and they were telling us. So I actually get headaches whenever I have wine here in North America, but I don't whenever I'm in Europe. And so I asked them like, why do I get these headaches? To a wine person, right? And she actually has a solution for it, but she was telling me this because of the preservatives. The preservatives make you have these headaches. So she invented this wooden stick thing that is dipped in a specific thing, and you're supposed to swirl around. She couldn't tell me exactly what it was dipped in.
Yeah.
Trade secrets, I guess. And so you swirl around your drink, and then it takes away like the headache. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool. They invented something, but if it's healthier without the preservatives, then I'd rather just go to Europe.
I know. I saw this online where they've only started in America banning a lot of food dyes and a lot of starting now things that have been banned from like the 1980s and 90s in Europe. And I'm like, what are we doing? This is what pisses me off, because the government isn't that stupid. They just realize that the population is starting to realize how much shit is really in our food. Mm-hmm. And that's when they're like, oh, now we have to change it. You know? So like
I wanted to put on like the packaging, like there are crickets in this.
Yeah, or like in makeup, like again, there's like dead bugs that gets crushed into makeup.
Fantastic. I'm just, wearing it.
It's okay.
You want to mention it? Yeah. No, but I did do a speech on it about like the, what goes into makeup and all like the chemicals, right? I actually did it in grade 8, and that's why I actually don't really like wearing makeup, but I do wear it for occasions such as these. Yeah.
Again, to each their own. I mean, there's some things that guys shouldn't do that, it just goes back and forth. Like, I just blame the government. The government doesn't have your best interests at heart. I'm sorry. And even now, when I tell my friends or people I know, like, I only eat once a day.
Yeah.
And my food, it's like, it's all very just well-made food. Mm-hmm. And they're like, I couldn't survive off one day a meal. I'm like, I can guarantee you, if I can survive off one day a meal, you can definitely survive off.
It takes a lot of discipline. I'll say that.
At first,
it takes a motive.
Yeah, it's hard at first because your body needs to adapt. When your body's getting in sugar and all these different foods every day at different times, obviously it's hard. But I've come to the point where I wake up and I have a green smoothie, like I told you. Mm-hmm. And then I have lunch around 2 o'clock. And it's just a bunch of protein, vegetables as well. And, I have eggs. And it's just so filling, where even now I'm not hungry at all.
That's really good.
I'm not hungry. And then maybe before bed, if I'm still hungry, I'll have a yogurt bowl. But other than that, nothing.
I find that the more busy I am, the less I actually have that feeling to actually eat. Yeah. I don't feel hungry. Even like, I don't even like chew gum a lot as I used to, the amount of gum I used to chew. Yeah. But now it's more just like whenever I get so busy, I'm having that adventure. Even when it comes to like that filming, all I need is like those 2 slices of pizza, and boom, for like the whole day, like I'm good. Yeah. Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Busier people don't eat as much as well. When you have so much time, your brain isn't focused on your stomach, even if your stomach's hungry. It's focused on the output of what it needs to get done. Yeah. So when, you have people nowadays, like people when you're in school, as high school, like you go to school, you eat lunch, and then you come home and you have all this time to yourself. I remember I used to eat so much when I came back from school. My mom, she would make Indian food, and I would eat all of it. And then I would go to the park and then come back at 6 or 6:30 and then eat more Indian food. And then we would sleep at 10 o'clock, and I would eat before I went to sleep. So bad for you. But that's just all I knew. So
is that like when I was in high school? So when we're growing in high school, we do typically tend to eat more food. Mm-hmm. But what I would do is that's when I started like my fitness journey when I was going from grade 8 to grade 9, and I got a personal trainer, Jillian Michaels, my favorite person in the world. She's the best. I've been with her ever since grade 9. She got me into shape for my pageants. She's amazing. And I don't really follow her food things, but I do like the insights, like the inspiration's there, right? But I would have one meal a day, but what I would do is I would fast, so intermediate fast, and as soon as the school day was done, I would come home and I would literally eat like 3 plates of food. Yeah. They'd be like smaller portions, just like very diverse, So you'd be like, oh, like I want this, I want that, so I'm just gonna eat all of it in one. I fall asleep, I have like a nap from like a food coma.
Yeah.
Best feeling in the world. Plus I love siestas. Then I get to work studying. So good.
Yeah.
But I feel like as we adults, so how do we put this when we're moving forward, right? So as an adult, one thing I was reading from Mel Robbins from her podcast, what was it called? I was listening to it this morning. Okay, like when someone like hurts you, you know, you say that's fine. No, like
You forgive them.
yeah, this take it away, take it. You know what? It's I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's like this saying that you say. Anyways, this is gonna be stuck in my head. I digress. What the hell was I even talking about? Now I can't remember because.
As you grow older.
Oh yes, from the podcast. She was telling us about how as an adult you're no longer dependent, you know? You no longer have someone telling you what to do for anything. If you're unhappy at your job, you know, you get a new job. No one's stopping you from having that resume, from building it, you know? Like if you're unhappy, do it. You have an objective to live your best life. Like that is your only duty. Which I feel like I have to swallow my words sometimes because when it comes to that, like I'm like, okay, but I have a duty to these people that I hire. I have a duty to my family. Yes, but I also have a duty to live. And even though I really want to move somewhere, very, very, very much, and everything
you would be leaving all your people.
But I'm trying to get them over with me. Like you and my family.
There's so much to do in this life, you know?
Just come with me. I'll be
but
fine.
it's like when we went to meet up with the other podcaster, and she was saying how, like, again, her values have changed. I'm like, even me, like, I'm going these 2 months on a very, you know, constrictive diet of just 1,500 calories and eating one meal. But there'll probably come a time where I'm just like, you know, I work out enough. I can enjoy eating what I want. And even then I only want to eat protein every day, but I can enjoy myself more. But not to the point where, like, I don't see fast food as an enjoying yourself to eat. You're eating garbage. Like, fast food is legit garbage. So I don't see that as enjoyment. Ice cream, sure. Like, having, like, a few
healthy
things.
Ice cream.
Yeah, having a few things where it's like you treat yourself, sure. But when people say they want a treat and then they eat McDonald's, I'm like, bro, that's not a treat. That's the garbage. Like, I see a treat as me going and having a 14-ounce steak. That's a treat.
So there are different perspectives on this, right? So my brother, he is 4 years old.
Yeah.
Just the other day, I was home. I was, you know, looking after him, and he's like, "Rora, can we go to McDonald's?" And I'm like, "Why would you want McDonald's?" He's like, "Oh, there's a Super Mario Bros. Like, package thing and like the Happy Meal." And the thing is, when I was a kid, I never got a Happy Meal, right?
Yeah.
There was no like restaurant or going out, you know. It was like very special occasions.
Yeah, 100%. Same.
And so when I'm like, sure, let's go out to McDonald's, right? And we're going to McDonald's, you know, and I'm like I don't even know what to get, you know. I'm kind of just like there for him. But he opens up this Happy Meal and he is like jumping off the roof. I'm like, there's one thing about like having... One thing that I learned, actually, there's this book I was reading about emotions, is that we have to start separating our emotions as an identity.
Yeah.
So when you say, "Oh, I'm so happy," no. Happiness is an emotion. You are experiencing happiness right now, but it doesn't mean that, you know, you are all the time. And that's the same thing with anxiety, right? When you have anxiety, you're saying like, "Oh, I have anxiety. What do I do?" Well, the problem is that you don't have anxiety. You are experiencing anxiety. It does not own you, or it's not an identity for you. You know, you take that away and you take away its power, right?
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, I agree. I mean, for kids, it's a different thing.
Yeah, it is.
I can abide by that because they're a kid. So two, it's just even when I was a kid, and then, again, we would go out maybe once a month or once every 2 months to, you know, whether it's like as a family, and then we would eat out, and then you'd be like, "Mom, can we get this or that?" And then, like, obviously my parents didn't have enough money, so they would just go to the usually cheapest one, which is like KFC or Subway, because they had very cheap like options. But it was so good, and sometimes we did go to McDonald's. So I was like so happy. Yeah, I ate so much as when I was like 8 years old when we went to McDonald's that one time of 4 months, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, it's so good. And then I get that, like, the happiness you get from it at that moment is it is memorable. Yeah. So for kids, it's a different thing. But if you're an adult, you know, like, again, my friends, some of them, they still, like, they still eat McDonald's. And I'm like, I don't know what to say other than it's just you can't say I can't force them to change, but it's just so sad that because a chicken nugget, like, it's all mystery. I don't know what a chicken nugget. It's not chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You just call it a nugget at this point. It's just mystery nugget.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so bad for you. And as a kid, it doesn't matter as much. You're still growing, so your body it's using that as energy. It's fine. And you're energetic anyway. Like my nieces, like when I come over, I know they like Timbits. So I always get like the 10-pack of Timbits.
Oh my gosh, you know what they need to bring back though? Justin Bieber's limited time edition Timbits were so good. I'm not kidding.
What were they? Like what was it made of?
It was like the waffle one, and then there were 3 types. Trust me, they were so good. But the thing is that like I was on like a diet at that time, you know, like I was very strict on myself as I tend to be whenever I'm dieting. And so I only ate it once, and it was so heavenly that I'm like, I wish I could have more. So now that like, you know, I'm off the diet, you know, yeah. I'm like, where am I? Like, this should be around forever. Whatever deal you struck. Sorry.
Interesting.
With Justin Bieber, just like give it to him. As a Timbits fan, give it back to him. Oh my gosh. No, I want those Timbits.
It's just like, I feel guilty of giving this 3-year-old a Timbit because it's so bad for her, but then she loves it. My niece, like when I go over to her house, I'm like, because I know it's not good for her.
But she has a lot of other good food.
Yes, but even then, like even my aunt has got her on, like she's 3 years old. She knows how to use a phone. She knows how to go on YouTube, search for. I'm like, bro, like I get it. Like she has 2 daughters. One's almost 3, and then one's a year and a half. So they're like, it's hard to maintain 2 kids that are so close at that age. But I'm like,
kind of. But if they didn't have any phone, they'd be forced to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
however, I've read this study where like Gen Zs and millennials feel very loneliness epidemic. They feel like they've been robbed because these phones have taken away these connecting natural periods that we have as humans, right? But then alphas, right? They were born with this being normalized. They know what it's like to live with a phone. Yeah. You know? And so for them, this is completely normal. They're thriving in this space.
Which is so weird.
It is.
I'm like, why is a 3-year-old playing on a phone? Like, not even that. It's just how they, like, we had, you know, like iPad kids growing up, like where, I guess you don't have to call it iPad kids. Like yeah, but like you're eating lunch. You come back from school. Like even for me, when I came back from school during middle school and I was eating, I would have my iPod and just watch a YouTube video, whatever. But then I would go outside to play, and then I wouldn't have my iPod with me like for like 4 or 5 hours. So you're just playing sports. My younger brother, every time he comes back from like school or work, he just goes straight to his room and he plays on his PlayStation, or he's on the MacBook, whether he's working or not, like doing schoolwork, or he's just on FaceTime with his girlfriend. I'm like, bro,
I wonder how our eyes are ever gonna get a rest. I'm like, how?
That's the thing. That's what I worry about. Stare at my phone sometimes, and I'm like, this hurts. Like I gotta put it down, and I just like go on a walk or whatever. Like it hurts to look at my phone sometimes. Yeah. And this guy is always looking at a screen. Like,
I don't understand that. Even like when I ask people like Tav, I'm like, he said that blue light glasses like don't work, and I'm like, I've seen it work. He says that it needs to be like more powerful for it to actually work.
Maybe cheap ones.
I don't know, but I do feel like I do want to protect my eyes as much as possible, and like even like looking far away. That's why I like look at the CN Tower. You know, probably shouldn't put that I can see the CN Tower from my.
It's fine. Who's gonna tell from all this? But
how they know? There's a lot of apartment buildings.
Exactly.
Here. And so I try to look as far away as I can and just kind of like open up my eyes. Yeah. And make it as,
that's the thing. I mean, there's like even high-end gamers that do have blue light glasses, but it's probably good ones. Like, you know how normal glasses, like reading glasses, like one prescription glasses are like $200-$300. It's probably the same thing for that. You probably want to spend that money to get really good blue glasses. Yeah. So maybe not the Amazon one. Because that one's not good at all, but you want to spend the money to where it does help your eyes.
I love the word Amazon. It makes me really want to go to like places like Brazil, you know, and just like you know, like I love that movie. What's that movie from Disney? It's Rio.
Oh, the bird one?
I like Rio.
Yeah.
Take you to Rio, Rio.
That one's really good. I wanted to ask you, what do you have? I mean, in terms of travel, any travel plans this year, next year?
We're supposed to go to Switzerland.
Who said that? Tav?
Tav.
When he already went.
I don't know when. I don't know how. He didn't already go.
Yeah, he's gone with his family.
Not right now.
Not this. Yeah, but he's gone already.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
gone like in the past. He's going back, and I haven't been there. So he's.
But
like,
it's cold. I don't want to go to Switzerland.
Well, I don't know when we're going. I just know that at some day I'm gonna get a phone call. He's gonna be like, pack your bags, we're going, and I'm just gonna like make all the necessary arrangements and then be like, okay. So.
But I don't think I want to go to Switzerland. He was telling me about it like a few months ago.
I want to go to London.
It's rain. It's always raining.
Yeah, I know, but my family's from there. For like my mom's side.
Yeah.
British family.
I just want good
Yorkshire.
weather. The Yorkshire. I just want good weather. Like
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. To travel for now.
Live there.
Not yet.
3 months. We'll just go for 3 months. We'll do a tester.
Tester. 3 months is a long time.
3 months. I already lived in Florida for a summer.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
It was amazing. I had such a great time. Even when like it was like the hottest days, I'm like, it's pretty good.
It's worth it.
It's got AC. It's not like Paris where they don't got any like AC and stuff. So
compare the weather from that to Dubai. Like what would you? It was
different. So Dubai is very like.
Just dry heat.
Dry.
There's no like humidity.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's yeah.
But like, I would rather have that. No, you'd rather have it to be dry because you have a villa, you got a pool, you just jump in the pool, and then
we had a pool when we were in Florida.
Exactly. So I don't know. I love the idea of Dubai. If we ever all get to go in the future,
we did.
I said in the future. If not, I'll be going probably with my brother. But I think
I'd go in your suitcase.
Sorry?
I'd go in your suitcase. Yeah.
But I think he wants, because me and him, he wants to travel to Sweden.
Sweden?
I think closer to the end of the year, so I'll probably go with him.
Huh?
And then about the whole Banff, my mom wants to go to Banff, so I'm just going to go just because it's like, we're going to do it for her birthday. We're going to surprise her. So I'm going to have to go.
I would road trip it.
I will not road trip it. I'm not spending a day in a car with my family.
I spent 2 days in a car with my
Matter of fact, not that I just don't want to spend a day in a car with my family, because that's going to become really fucking annoying. But if I take the plane, lounge access. I go in the lounges. I get to use my credit, my gold card. I get to say, hey, we're gonna have to rent a car is gonna be 50% off because of American Express. Thank you, American Express. So I will now. I just want to take a plane everywhere. Now I just want to actually. So I want to go for 3 trips this year. One is gonna be Banff. The other, I guess, Sweden, or it's more of a Europe trip, wherever, multiple countries, and then I want to do one more. I just don't know where that one more. Probably during winter. Going somewhere really hot. I just don't know. But just for a few days. And Florida is America, so there's not nothing I'm experiencing, So
you've been to Florida, right?
No. But it's like...
You've never been to Florida?
I'm brown. I haven't been to America besides New York.
Okay, listen. Disney. I really, really, really want to go back to Disney.
Brown people don't go to Disney.
We're going.
I'm not a child.
I was asleep the one time I went to Disney because I was a baby, really, baby, fresh baby.
But it's too expensive. I don't see.
Happiness.
I don't see it as happiness.
You don't care about my happiness?
Did you know that Walt Disney was a German at the time when he made Disney? And do you know when Disney was built? Pre-1940s. And do you know what happened in 1940s? A certain mustache man trying to take over the world.
It's built on happiness.
Did you know? I actually saw this online. Walt Disney was an avid smoker, a cigarette smoker.
That was normal at the time.
No, 100%. That's fine. If you see any photos, current photos of Walt Disney at the time, all the cigarettes have been taken out of the photo. So almost every photo, he's
supposed to be happiness for children.
I don't know. No, I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm saying it's interesting. So every photo you see, he's pointing with how they hold 2 cigarettes in between their fingers. He's pointing that way, or he's just talking like this, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And you just see, because It's weird to
Oh
see because the
my
cigarette's just taken out.
goodness.
So he's just like this all the time in every photo.
You know what I do hear though? That people who work at Disney, they can't point with one finger; they have to point with two fingers. So that's very surprising how you're saying that now.
Oh. And it's
'Cause,
also
it's like impolite to like point. out
yeah,
with
I
one.
guess, but it's just also it just seems. And there's like I don't know. I think I saw there's like a trash can every 2 meters apart or something at
Yeah.
Disney. So that's why it's always clean. I'm like, this is a cult.
It's happiness.
This
Be
sounds so much
happy.
like a cult. But realistically, like you might as well go to Six Flags or Canada's Wonderland. You're just doing a bunch of
Okay, no.
like you're spending time
Canada's
there.
Wonderland is so
You
bad.
could just say shit.
So bad.
Yeah. No, I agree, but I don't see any value. Like I'm not a kid.
There's no value going to Canada's Wonderland. 100%. It actually makes me.
But
like,
I don't see the value in seeing a bunch of grown adults dressed up as Disney characters and being like, wow, I want to take photos.
You don't like mascots?
I don't.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. One person's opinion. I like to be a happy person.
No, which is great. I love that you love it.
I love mascots.
I love that you are happy seeing all that, which is great.
I take photos with all of them.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. I don't give a shit about mascots.
So be happy that I'm happy.
I am happy that you're happy, but I'm also just content that I don't fucking care
If
about
you
that.
come to like a Leafs game with us and stuff,
I will
and
not,
you see
but-
like me with the mascot, I always take photos.
Yeah,
with
I would
them.
assume so.
You know, I know who's. Yeah,
Yeah.
because. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
But it's just in that sense where that third trip I take, I want to, I don't know, maybe I can't go to anywhere in Asia because it's all fucked. The Middle East is also fucked. So it has to be somewhere in Europe.
Barcelona.
I've already been there.
So we retire there.
Yeah, but that's
We start looking for villas. We start investing to a villa. What if we invest into like those $1 houses?
$1 houses. Where are you finding a dollar house?
They're dollar houses that they're selling in Europe.
No.
Yeah, in Italy.
It's probably very
and then-
cheap.
No, actually, $1 houses because like they're very like they need like work.
Also, they just need to be renovated.
Yeah, and we have like a certain like time period to do it. But I think we should do
There
it.
are some countries that will pay you to move there because the population's so low. I think
Yeah.
either Spain or Italy is one of them. Or Portugal is one of them.
We should look at that.
Portugal is one of them.
Portuguese people are really fun.
I haven't been there. My brother's gone there. But I was thinking of either going to Portugal or Greece. I don't know.
I've never been to Greece.
Greece,
I'd like to
I
go.
heard it's nice, but it's very cheap because the economy
I would want to
sucks.
watch Hercules and like do all these like Greek mythology.
Yeah, go
That'd
to
be
Athens,
so fun. Athens.
Mykonos, I think it's
You know, I was that for
Mykonos.
Halloween once. I was like an Athens like goddess and stuff.
Do you have a photo?
If I did, I probably looked really good. Yeah, of course I do.
But yeah, I think one of the things that I'm starting to value more is traveling, is pushing myself to go out more, just to
Yeah.
experience the world. Like, yeah, work hard, but also I want to see the world while we can before somebody nukes it. And
That's probably really true, actually.
I don't know. Do you
Yeah.
want to talk about what's happening there or no?
We can. If they burn or bomb my Burj Khalifa,
No.
I'll be extremely upset.
So
Extremely.
I saw recently on Instagram that American
I already am extremely upset, but you know.
Iran had come to a deal.
And then with the U.S., they didn't come to a deal yet.
There was something that was broken. Trump is really weird in the sense of he just posts. You know what he does? This is what Trump does. He rage baits. He gets the deal done, then he rage baits the country, Iran, on Twitter, and then they're like, no, because you just got disrespected in front of the whole world. So that's what he did. He posted saying, we got the Strait of Hormuz opened. Oh, they listened to all of our demands. They're under our heel now. You're going to say that to a country that has, like, because the Strait of Hormuz, it controls like 60% of all the oil in the world. So that's like
Yeah.
why oil's gone up.
Well, if there's something that the U.S. is really known for, it's their marketing,
Yeah.
right? Like
Propaganda.
truly, really good marketing.
Their propaganda is insane. And it's just that where they had the deal, but now they closed it again because something was broken. And, because Trump had kept all the carriers, like the Navy carriers near the waters where he wasn't, like, they told him to not. And so they're like, they just close it again. And one Indian ship was going through, and then you can hear the comms where the captain is yelling, "Don't blow us up, don't blow us up," as they're going. He's like, "Let us pass or we'll turn around to Iraq." And I'm like, it's so, like, how are these guys politicians? I don't understand. Can I become a politician? Can I have some degree of, hey, like, they have no sense of skills.
I feel like every politician feels like that.
Probably. But it's just so hard when you have Trump as, which some things he does really well. Like, he's a businessman, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But why are you rage baiting a country? Like, that's my thing. You're rage baiting a country that has 60.
Well, the country really is built on a certain type of unity, right?
Yeah.
Like, all of them, as divided as they are in terms of, like, politics of, like, left and right, they really are united via, like, their culture.
Yeah.
Like, you can clearly see that, as opposed to, I feel like Canada's very divided because we all very multicultural. And when I look at online, all of the problems that we have and how we keep on saying things about immigration and how the big problem with it, like, there's a lot of immigration here and we are very multicultural, and it's what divides us and also supposedly unifies us. It's very intriguing.
It's hard. I think now it's become even harder.
It's very hard
because I can speak on this because I'm brown.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to go a little bit in it, but you have so much, at least in the GTAs, you have so many students coming from India that it's such an overpopulation in one just major area that, there are a lot of people that are just openly racist towards, that group of people. And whether, like, it's obviously affecting a lot because every time, like in Brampton, like, it's all it is brown people. Yeah. Like, that's all Brampton. I live in Brampton. It's all just brown people. So even for me, like, when I lived in Barrie, I'm like, this is nice. You get a more diverse group, not just one group of people. Mm-hmm. So when like my neighbors, they were a biracial couple and they had 2 kids. The guy was white and the girl was, I think, Chinese or Japanese. So it's like, it's nice to see, the actual multiculturalism of Canada and not just one group of people. Mm-hmm. But it's just a big issue now where there's a streamer called Neon, and he's Indian. Okay. And he's America. He's an American streamer, but he came to Canada. He's in Vancouver right now, and he's with other kind of brown content creators, like not crazy huge, but like they have a following, like a good following on social media. Right. And it's just so weird because these content creators that are in Vancouver they're brown. And it's just, I think it's so weird how they act on social media because they act all tough and all like guys acting tough and saying whatever they want. Mm. And then this kid Neon, he's like 18 years old. He's still a kid basically. He's been a streamer. He's one of the top streamers in the world at 18 years old, and he's brown, and he gets made fun of because he's very skinny and he's very just like nerdy. That's probably the best way to say it.
Nerdy's cool.
But he's like nerd. He again, he's also the same where he acts tough, but he can't back it up. Like if you like, he wouldn't say it in person.
Why I personally don't know the streamers. So.
Yeah, so I'm just giving my own thoughts, but I'm like, these guys are just an amalgamation of shit in terms of being a guy. Like, they're all guys and they're all like have this mindset of like because we have a following, it's like that whole like it gets to your head.
Well, I feel like when you're playing video games enough, you start to feel like you're like in that world, and so it feels really like very personal, right? Especially when you're shooting all these things online. Like it's funny because when me and my family over Easter, my sister became very sick, and she wasn't able to join us for Easter, and there's a distance, right? Because she was in Toronto, we were all in Barrie, and so we're all trying to figure out, okay, like how can we like have a fun Easter, and include everyone. And so I'm like, okay, well let's play that game Don't Starve. We haven't played it since we were kids. It's one of my favorite games on Steam, even though I don't really game. Yeah. And we all played. It was incredible. It was so fun. We played for the day, and she was like, you know what? I'm really grateful that you guys included me in that day. And I'm like, yeah. was really great. So even just playing for that little bit though, I'm like, yeah, guys, if there's ever an apocalypse, I would totally survive. Like all of you guys are gonna like starve, but I wouldn't starve.
It's interesting how you spend time with your family. I mean, your brothers are younger, so it's like
They are.
so you kind of have the ability to push them to be like, we're all spending time together.
It's very diverse. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Like with me and our whole family, the last time we went out all together was on my birthday. And that's when we all sat down and had dinner.
But he's 18, your youngest one, right?
He's 18. The older one's, I'm 20 turning 27 this year. So again, yeah, we all are busy.
I feel like he would be the hardest one.
The older one?
Yeah.
You know what?
But he has a set time, like a start to end for his work. He would
be
afterwards.
And again, like I was telling you this, I think when he moves out, I think when we all move out and we're all away from each other, that's what's going to pull us more together. Because I know my brother, he very much, even growing up, was very tough and a dickhead. Like, he was a piece of shit growing up to me. We fought a lot. We would fight, scratch each other, a lot of bleeding, a lot of scars, just guy things. Yeah. And even now, like, we're better off. But it was more so, I was very stupid as a kid. Like, I was a fucking idiot. And some of it was on purpose, because when my mom would tell me to do something, I'd just be like, I don't know. And then it would be done, give it to my brother. So then I just wouldn't. I was like, I'm scotch free. I just don't have to do anything, you know. And because you would just do that, and then most of the time it was that where I'm just like, I don't have to do it because then I don't know how to do it. So I just like act like I don't know anything.
That's my brother's.
Yeah, that's like every guy
tactic. Oh my goodness.
And now it's like growing up, and now like, you know, I work and he works, and he's, I guess, sees that like, oh, like I know what I'm doing. I think I wouldn't think we've gotten closer. It's just more like comfortable between us. And plus he's gay. So that kind of creates a barrier. Not a barrier, but it's just how we view life differently. He views life very, again, femininely over me. And, you know, obviously. So there's that sense as well. But nonetheless, I think when we all separate and move out is when we'll probably spend more time together anyways, by meeting up and going to dinners more and whatever it may be. But yeah, for us as a family, like all 5 of us, my mom, my dad, and then my 2 brothers and me, I would say all of us sitting down and spending time together is probably like 6 times a year. Because we always see each other. We're always like, my brother's gone to work and then my younger brother's home, so my mom always sees him. And then I come back home at 5, I see my younger brother, my brother comes back from work at 8 o'clock, I'm asleep by 8 o'clock.
I feel like you create your own like social network, right? So as an adult, you have to create your own social network. You have to create your own goals. You have to really move yourself forward. And honestly, I think that's really hard to do, to put on just one individual, especially to come up with that and to have that path forward. I feel like for you, how do you feel is the best way to kind of have that guidance, you know? In
terms of?
Because people are always stronger together as a group, as a unity. Do you feel like, I know that like your views are very like
strict,
right? I know that like, you influence a lot of people. Do you feel like there's like a friend group or like a community that really influences you, if it's like online or social or whatever it is? Like, how do you feel like you get that?
The push.
That push.
I think it's just. I'll give an example. Like, even when I was in high school, my history teacher would say, you know, money doesn't bring you happiness. And that kind of loomed over me, where it's like, maybe they're right. Why? And then I would think as a teen, like, why would I want to be rich? You know, my money doesn't bring happiness. Now, that is the complete opposite. I'm like, money gives access to certain things that will bring me happiness in terms of freedom, in terms of healthcare, in terms of buying what I want, in terms of taking care of my family. That's the happiness that I want, is to be everyone else around me taken care of. So it's a whole switch of, and that is from, I'll be honest, it's from certain person, Andrew, where it's like just seeing that and kind of changing, it was just changing my views. So it's a lot of that community of men also in their 20s that are single and that are working towards that same goal of making a lot of money, and you just stay connected to that. Like, some of my friends, you know, one of them is in property management. Now he was in property management. Now he's in commercial property management, doing it for big businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one works for the government when it comes to settling like child protective services and stuff like that.
Okay.
And one of them is fucking really rich. Like, it's the guy that went to Monaco, and he is so rich, and he works at Manulife, and he makes a lot of money. So it's staying in that group of people where it's like, these are people that make a lot of money.
Where did you meet that guy?
That was my best friend's friend, and I met him at his birthday dinner.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were invited.
Yeah, so we went to my best. It was my best friend's birthday dinner.
Uh-huh.
This was like 3 years ago, and obviously he invited all of his other friends, invited me, and then I was just sitting and talking to that guy because he was beside me, and I'm like, oh, this is the guy with the Lamborghini, the Rolls Royce, the Hummer EV, the Bentley, and I'm like, oh, okay, now you gotta make that connection right there. Mm-hmm. So then we're just talking, and we're just like, you know, me and him, we're like, yeah, like we're just chill, you know. And he lives downtown. He's like, you know, if you're ever downtown, let me know. We'll do something.
Not Toronto.
Toronto, downtown. Bro, do you know how much he pays for his penthouse a month? $6,000. $6,000 for the top floor.
Oh.
1,800 square feet. Like, it's nice. And it's like, I'm like, that guy's got it.
Huh.
What?
I'm just doing the math in my head.
Oh. Like, he makes so much money.
It's weird because when it's a $6,000, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, that.
A month.
I thought it would be more, which sounds weird. But at the same time, I'm putting it into perspective, like, how much Canadians make, the economy. I'm like, okay.
But even that, just $6,000.
Like, living expenses you need on top
so
of that.
$6,000
like,
just for rent.
Yeah.
That, like, he rents out the penthouse.
I want to see it.
I saw it.
You saw it?
I saw it.
What is it? Is it
phenomenal?
Because I've been to a couple penthouses, and
it's exactly what I would think of it as. You have the view.
Was it a half or was it a full?
It's a full.
It's a full. I haven't been to a full.
It's a full penthouse, and like, holy shit! And then he has a 3-car parking in the garage where he has his Lambo.
Yeah.
He has his Hummer EV, and then he just has an empty spot if his family comes over, and then he has a Rolex. He works for Manulife, so when he goes to New York, he travels a lot, so everything is paid for. His apartment.
What is he?
What do you mean?
At Manulife.
He sells insurance to major top 500 companies.
Salesperson.
Yeah.
Salesperson.
And he is like, so like, oh my god, that's it. And I'm like, bro.
So that's
the people you want to stay around. That's the push. Whereas like other people around you and he's very like chill. He's not like the type of person to show it off, whatever. But like, he's chill, and it's just that sense of that's the people you want to stay around, and that's the push where you see online and other groups of guys that are in their 20s doing the same thing. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, and that's all it is.
All right.
I think you just want to end it there now.
Yeah, I think that was a really good wrap up on the filming of anime.
I know we talked about so much,
but then how you produce that into your own life, you know, and how that's kind of all created, and then people to look up to in real life and how to really curate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
All right. We'll see you next week.